He never got the right numbers from the last, the third dog, we were taking. One of the numbers going on.
Thank you very much.
A little better, we found out that he definitely has an abscess inside.
At that time,
And they're gonna do surgery, they just don't know when. I spoke to that, and they found out that he's been on Zolstran and vancomycin are both really strong. The Zolstran doesn't do anything for gram-negative bacteria, which is what we had, so. If his temperature doesn't start going down, he's gonna get put a picture on and put it back on the birthday kit like he did last year. I'm doing good, thanks for asking. Yeah.
Oh, she's been handling it, Susan?
All right.
Ronald,
Yes, sir.
at the end of the meeting, you can spare a minute. I'll do it.
With that, it's okay with just to acknowledge it.
All right. I'm writing it in big caps, so I don't forget this time around.
Because they don't have caps for coffee.
They don't have chocolate syrup, they don't have, I mean, unbelievable.
long enough.
So what happened? No, we got-
Yeah, was so we able to get you the current statement?
After 5,000 men, this is
Yeah.
so far, I said, you know, this is very nice.
I got your text, I text.
This is how much we have.
Oh, she said she's gonna get it? Yes. Okay. Yeah.
And you don't have December, you don't have January, right?
Right.
Because it's the state, you know, you saw where the statement shows the deductions.
Yeah.
So, you know, you really don't know where to stand. I can understand them being a month behind, but they shouldn't be 2 months behind.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was like 5 million.
Yeah.
Linda, I got
Dear
it.
darling.
Now you're supposed to give it to Nina when you finish.
Here I am, I heard my name.
I thought I had to give it to you in advance, and I was.
No,
like,
I don't get to spank anybody. Right here. Yeah, I got it here.
How are you guys?
Well, I'm on stage.
You're gonna do surgery now, it has a.
Just got to look at it.
You know, there's probably
Problem is, that's water. So, where is the point?
I know they just, like right before I came down there, they get an MRI yesterday, MRI showed that it's internal. That'd be good when you get, yeah, and also the culture showed that been on Bank of Madison and those trims are both really, really strong. But, I don't know, Bank of Madison is not the reason. And that is their I don't know, so great.
Nice. You said four.
Hi.
Well, I said two, I've been playing three other places already.
Very, very strong. But what's doing it because it's really, you know, there's different kinds of bacteria and negative and positive. Doesn't do anything to the ground, because it's what he, when you sit on those trims, which is
Yeah. They've been advertising on the Olympics.
As a layperson, that's the only way out.
Well, the office is there. Around the shopping centers,
I'll try it.
What the kid said, when they're ready to.
My sciatica, when I did it, yes.
oh, look like trouble.
Yes. I didn't hear anybody say, welcome.
Is it possible?
Look like trouble. Come on in.
Is it possible that we?
Are you on the new rules committee?
I
You
am.
are. First thing.
I am.
Because he has to-
I'm being texted by the dog at.
All right. So, any more to do, or- No, I'm supposed to throw rotten tomatoes.
That's all right.
Who's the other dog beside me?
I'm gonna sit right up in the other little, white dog.
Sit over here.
The guy is an old handicapped like me.
I told him I'm gonna throw rotten tomatoes in
And he
there.
sits down on the chair and lets the dog run just like the guy, the other guy.
I don't know who it is, I haven't seen it. But I'll tell you what, there's with pictures of all those dogs, you know, things you've done wrong.
Right. I think the first on all these rules is we're gonna decide who's going to enforce them. And if they're not going to enforce them, then they ought to expire. You know that that's where it is.
Flights in the hospital. Flights in the
I
hospital.
don't.
Yeah, then on Saturday, he had skin cancer. You know, didn't yell, you know, I took him to the emergency room on Saturday. Admitted him, and they just kept him with their patients, but they found out yesterday he had like a little abscess on the TV. They're gonna do surgery, I don't know when, but they just found it out before I came down.
And what's the technique where they put you in a vacuum and lower the
Yeah,
pressure?
hyperbaric. Yeah. First they have to clear up the cause of it. And then they have to heal. Yeah, he might end up with something like that, I don't know, we'll see.
I'm still planning to leave to go to Toronto.
Yeah, I got you on the schedule. When is it going?
18th.
I have it on here.
I think the offers is really drop him off the night before and I might take him. I have to get a COVID test. It's less than 24 hours old, so I have to either get it in the morning of my leave.
Are you already scheduled for it?
No, they will schedule you 2 days in advance.
Yeah. Oh, I think, hopefully you get right down here. That's how we use it. You just stay in your car and they bring it to you. Or you do it yourself.
I got two
I
left.
know it's taken like 6
I
days.
got 12.
I'm here, no.
Well, then you got 2 o'clock, then I had a 3 or 4.
But I got you down for the. All right.
Did you ever find Harbour River?
No, I didn't.
You can look around.
It is, I think, the most popular.
But it's great. I told him I. Well, I, you know, the hospital hurts, he couldn't even get a
I come to some of the girls that are actual people there.
I can go in there, normally because it's so many seniors.
What's wrong with Claude?
No, you're right. I find it difficult to breathe.
He found something here to be carved out. So, this is now.
No, not really, I don't want to. Those days of eating by myself, it's enough, I have breakfast.
What he does. Usually come down.
So I come down to where are you headed? Why?
I was flying today. I just wanted to pour it down and then go out yesterday. So, and they talk about that. She has been on. Yeah. Okay, are you here now? But no, but. Well, we're dying. Throw it my way. No, just kidding. No, don't. Well, they don't. Because yeah. That's yes. next stage, you know what, I'm there. Absolutely. All I did. Oh, I know.
It's the photo phone book. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to, but it has like. I do this. It's a gift.
No. Okay. Now, look, a couple things. But it's funny.
Good reading material in here, isn't there?
Thanks there.
It's 10 o'clock. We'll begin. Thank you all for coming. One brief request. I think it's obvious to everybody in this room that the people who designed phones, mobile phones, don't have arthritis or eye problems. So if you can, please put your phone on vibrate. And if you have trouble doing that and the phone goes off if you have a smartphone, if it goes off in your purse or your pocket, there are buttons on the side. And if you just press any two of those, it's going to silence your phone. Anyway, thank you very much. We're going to begin, as we all always do, with Nina Ehrlich.
Good morning. If possible, please stand while we observe a moment of silence in honor and memory of those residents of Harbor's Edge, both friends and neighbors who passed since the last meeting. Anita Chaikin and Galen Larson.
Since our employee of the month has to get back to work pretty quick, we're going to start with Bob Kaplan and the Employee Appreciation Committee.
Good morning, everybody. One important change that we've made in the team member appreciation is the compensation that we're giving to our team members who are honored. At the end of every year, when we accumulate the funds for our holiday distribution, we have to give Lightspace a November 30th amount that's to be distributed. They have an algorithm where they're able to determine what each member gets as a result of the figure that we provide. So that figure is comprised of your donations plus any amounts that were left over from the previous year that arrived too late to be distributed. This year, I think, as I've mentioned before, the contributions allowed us to make a record recommendation to LifeSpace, where they distributed $400,000 to our team members, and that was a record. What happens is that after we give them this figure, which is the amount we've received, plus an estimate of what we get for late contributions, we then have a certain reserve set up for all of the awards that we give during the year. Those are our team member of the month, our team member of the year. If we're fortunate enough to have a 30-year employee, that's a special award. And then, of course, we have our team member party at the end of the year and a reserve for other events that might occur. This year, we were very pleased to see that even after submitting the record figure of $400,000 to LifeSpace, late contributions came in at a record amount. And consequently, in view of the inflationary situation that we have throughout the country, we've been able to increase the amount of our monthly award from $500 to $600 for our team members. We're also going to increase the amount that we give to our team member of the year from $1,000 to $1,100. So those were very favorable events based on the generosity of our residents here at Harbor's Edge. This month, our team member of the month is Hector Caraballo. Hector is our transportation coordinator, and he's been with us for 22 years. Hector was born in Puerto Rico, educated there, and worked in warehousing and Burger King until he was 36 years old. At that time, he decided that he wished to find better opportunities, and he had moved his family here to the United States. He's been married for 32 years, and he's the father of 3 sons. You know, we also decry what's going on in our country with the lack of patriotism and the lack of respect for our institutions. And really, one of the wonderful things that occurred in Hector's family is his 3 sons all joined the United States Marine Corps when they were eligible after finishing high school. And they joined partially for the purpose that after serving their time in the Marine Corps, they would receive benefits substantial enough to allow them to go and complete college educations, which they did. One of his sons is now a CPA. Another one is a research scientist. So the Caraballo family have contributed to the welfare of not only Harbor's Edge, but to our entire country, which is a wonderful thing. The family originally resided in upstate New York when they came here, and then being from Puerto Rico, they missed the warm weather, and fortunately for us, came down to South Florida. Hector originally started at Harbor's Edge because of a recommendation from a friend that was already working here. For 11 years, he worked in our maintenance department, our housekeeping department, and then was recruited into our special services and eventually became our transportation coordinator. He's been married for 32 wonderful years. In his spare time, he enjoys hunting, adventure TV, travel, and especially cruising. When I asked Hector what he likes about working here at Harbor's Edge, he said he considers Harbor's Edge his second home, and its resident and its co-workers his second family. So thank you, Hector, for all you've done for us. We're pleased to give you this award.
want to say thank you everyone for this opportunity. Being an employee of the month is it's a privilege. I feel part of Harbour's Edge. It's a family. It's my second home. Our community cares and work hard. Love my job, people, the residents and co-workers. For the last, I believe for continue to be a great and the best community is supporting, working together on the most important, trust and respect each other. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Thank you. Jim Horstman will be back tomorrow, but I'd like to call on Valerie at this moment to keep us up to date on a few developments.
Morning, everyone. So Jim's been up in Santa Rosa Beach with his wife for a few days, and he left me in charge. So we're still standing. So everything is going good. There's really not much going on. I just want to make sure that everyone reads the communicator when it comes out. There are a lot of different items in there. One of the things that we're having some issues with are people not wearing their masks. We are still in the mask wearing phase, okay? So when you're out of your apartment, you're in the hallway. Sorry, I have to get in front of the TV here. So please make sure that you're wearing your mask when you're out of the apartment, okay? It's protecting yourself and protecting others as well. Also, I get to be a part of the Rules and Regulations Committee, so it's going to be a great committee. They're starting to work on different policies and procedures. This last month, we talked about smoking. As you all know, Harbor's Edge is a no smoking community. We're smoke free. So if you please take a look again, read the communicator. There's a lot of items in there. If you have any questions about anything, we're always available to talk with you, and we're happy here to help. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And call on Chris for an update on what's happening with their building and grounds.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. A couple of updates I want to give you, but I want to give you first of all some figures from our work orders. As you know, we've got a hard-working team. January was an easy month for us. We had 1,236 work orders that came in. So it was not the usual high number. The same day, considering we had a number of techs out, same day, 64% of those work orders were completed the same day, which was pretty good going. And I have my team to thank for that. One update is the back gate. Every week to 2 weeks, I'm calling the gate company. We are still in this supply chain problem. I'm hoping that he's got some good news for me by the third week of February this month, with a fitting, hopefully the end of February, but don't hold me to that. I'm just the messenger. So I'm working hard to get this chap out here to actually get this gate fixed. Spa heaters. So, Dr. Silverman, they should be here tomorrow.
What did you say?
So the spa heaters corroded out, were really, really bad. Again, the supply chain issue, we had problems getting them. They should be fitted tomorrow. And the last one I want to make, we had a power outage on Saturday night, early Sunday morning. Same situation. It was one of our rodent friends that caused that. He's now pushing up the daisies as we speak. And I had FP&L out here again. I've now got a very good contact there. We're actually going to have this particular area completely removed of foliage. Because that was what was actually causing the issue. They can get up there, run across the line, so it blew 2 phases out. once again, same place. But other than that, we finished at 2:30 on Sunday morning and all was well. So I checked everything out and we're good. But that's all I have for this week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One of our council members is not with us today. Clyde Stretch is fighting a non-COVID infection. We hope he's doing well and he'll be back here soon. So I'm going to give you the Finance Committee report, very abbreviated because I don't have all the numbers. But financially, Harbor's Edge continues to recover from COVID-caused setbacks in the last few years, and particularly our ability to expedite capital expenditures. So we still have, as you know, when you look at the back gate or some of the others, we still have supply chain challenges, and we have supplier and staffing challenges because of the conditions here in South Florida. We're about to finish the budget process at LifeSpace, and we hope that we'll get a final look at our 2022 budget. The one thing I can report is that we have looked at the financial results for the last year, and I'm very happy to say that Harbor's Edge is in very, very strong financial position. We've exceeded our goals for the budget. We had a profitable year, and so we hope that we will continue on that for this coming year. One other thing that LifeSpace did that affects us all, during the past year, they refinanced and expanded some of their municipal bonds. That was last summer. And this process involves Fitch, which is the most respected rating agency in the country, and in fact in the world. And they review our ability to meet our obligations. They gave the new bonds a BBB rating, which is an investment grade. And they said our outlook, LifeSpace's outlook, continues to be very stable. So it was a very good, maybe good fortune or good planning, but right after we refinanced the bonds, the inflation started and interest rates began rising for municipal bonds. So a very good result. I hope that next month we'll hear from Clyde and give you some of the actual numbers. Thank you. At this point, I'd like to call on Linda Rosenkrantz, and she can give you a report on how the Foundation Committee is doing.
Hi. We have not had a committee meeting yet. The first meeting will be Monday, February 21st, and then thereafter the third Tuesday of every month. We will be meeting in 2 weeks with Nancy Wolf, who's the Vice President of Philanthropy for LifeSpace Communities, and we're looking forward to getting more updates and exchanging ideas with her. The latest financial information I was able to receive is for the month ending November 30th, 2021. It shows that we have $221,296.96 in the foundation. We have increased the scholarship amount for individual people from $2,000 to $5,000. We will be contacting the staff and seeing who will apply. We have heard from many people that they are planning to donate in memory of people whom we lost here. Also, I would like to thank Nancy Flynn for her generous donation recently. The other thing that we are doing is the sculpture. This is Susanna Smith, got a sculpture donated. And she gave the report. She said, as you know from the February Harbor Lights newsletter, we are planning a grand reveal event for Tuesday, February 22nd at 4 p.m. in the PAC lobby. You'll be receiving more information as we get closer to the date, so keep an eye on your email cubbies, on your mail cubbies. This event will be to celebrate the installation of our new wall sculpture by master sculptor Frank Varga, who is one of Delray Beach's finest artists and is the cousin of one of our resident artists, Susanna Smith. This wall sculpture that will be hung on the wall directly across from the PAC lobby was donated to Harbor's Edge by Michael Varga, the son of Frank Varga, and that Michael is Susanna's nephew. Work is progressing on schedule for the planned February 22nd installation. Next week, you'll see maintenance painting the wall to get it ready for a new sculpture. We look forward to working with all of you, and we welcome all your ideas. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to call on Evie Weiss. Evie is chairing our newest committee, which is Rules and Regulations.
Good morning, thank you. Good morning, everyone. On January 31st, we had our first meeting, or actually our first regular meeting with the Rules and Regulations Committee. And we also were honored to have Jim Horstman join us, Valerie, Chris, Ron Schwartz, and Chaz Kelly. Our mission statement was given to all attending. The committee will approve the mission statement at our next meeting. Our meeting dealt with Harbor's Edge policy, as Valerie just said, with non-smoking, which is also a safety concern. Harbor's Edge is a non-smoking community, which means no smoking of cigarettes, cigars, pipes, vapes, and any other medium of consuming tobacco shall be prohibited in all independent living residents and in all indoor and outdoor common areas on the property, including but not limited to hallways, stairways, elevators, foyers, common rooms, and anywhere in the facilities, balconies, which was left out of the communicator, patios, exterior landings, entranceways, walkways, gardens, adjoining grounds, and building facilities. Residents are not permitted to smoke in any health center area. Team members and residents may smoke only in the designated area, which is at the far end of the south building, just beyond the loading dock. The committee and management discussed things that could be done to help enforce the non-smoking policy. A few of those things are to inform residents that their family, guests, and aides must follow Harbor's Edge non-smoking policies. Also to encourage the staff and team members such as housekeeping and maintenance to report to management anyone smoking in their apartment or any cigar or cigarette odor that they may encounter in a resident's apartment. We also now are going to put signage throughout the buildings stating that Harbor's Edge is a smoke-free community. Valerie and Chris will be our liaisons to each of our meetings, and the meeting was adjourned. Our next committee meeting will be March 7th, 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, Evan. I'll call on Jenny Salas to give the culinary committee report.
Well, we can beat you because we had 4 people from Unidom at our first meeting. But I relaxed once I realized one of them had been on the job 1 week and another one had been there 2 weeks. I thought I can handle that. We had our first meeting, as I said, with 4 people from Unidom. Our meeting date has been changed to the 3rd Tuesday of the month at 10. That was necessitated because of a conflict with another committee. One of the first things that we discussed was the dress code. And Sis Teltzer and Lynn Femelon are both on the Rules and Regulations Committee and the Culinary Committee, and they'll serve as our representatives rules need to be updated, and we need to find a way to be sure that rules are followed. Magazine articles, Sis Teltzer and I will work on the articles. Unidyne has agreed to provide us with materials as we need them. We want to try to make the newsletter articles educational. We need to set goals. We began talking, and over the next couple of months, we'll try to decide which goals are the most important. The possible goals are improved ordering systems, improved reservation systems, dress code, meeting resident taste, desires, and dietary needs. Chaz Kelly was at our meeting, and he asked for input on uniforms and menu templates. Did you know that the soup now you can get it salt-free or regular? I don't know if it says it on the menu, but they have instituted that. He updated us on the comment cards. The committee has not yet received any information from comment cards. They're trying to figure out what's okay for carry out and what isn't. That will be making some changes also. They're trying to develop methods to address complaints. They've not gotten very far yet. They're still having trouble with less than a full staff, but they're trying to work on that. And as you know, they're trying to make the reservation system easier. One of the things that we asked him about was the breakfast buffet, because only sweets are on there. We used to have bread and English muffins and things that were less fattening. And we were told they would be put back with the toaster. They've not arrived yet, but I'm hoping that they will arrive. And did you notice that applesauce is back?
Yes.
Yeah, that our committee did that. We got the applesauce back. Talk to you next month.
Thank you. Call on Nina Ehrlich with the new resident committee.
Hi again. Our newest residents are Bunny Morris in apartment 500, and Pearl Cantor has moved into 452. And if you would like to receive information on our new residents, let me know. I will provide that for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Sue Sue Ribbon will give us the activities committee report.
Good morning. Attending the meeting with me was Judy Stauffer, Melissa Stretch, Linda Rosenkrantz, June Davis, Gloria Weiner, Carol Silverman, and absent was Renee Stark. Discussed was the gym equipment, some of which it was suggested isn't appropriate for us. Judy is planning to call and discuss this with the company that provides and maintains the equipment. Other topics of discussion were deck improvements and having a walking path around the buildings. Not finished yet, but we'll get to it. We discussed recording and showing live activities, including meetings, and our committee votes disapproval as it would keep the residents in their apartments and it would prevent them from attending and enjoying the social advantages of this community. We talked about adding the possibility of a writers group for novice writers. I'd like to see if anyone is interested in that type of group. Please let me know if this interests you. The meeting was adjourned at 11. Respectfully submitted, Sue Ribbon.
Thank you. Jean Irwin and the House and Services Committee.
Good morning. The ongoing projects here are removing the interior small blue tiles. The replaced pieces will look much better once they have been grouted, so be patient about that. The blue tiles in front of the salon will not be removed. The project has been on and off because of the workers with COVID. The renovation of the concierge areas will be mainly cosmetic and should happen towards the fall. We hope to get awnings off the dining room and over the rotunda area also in the fall. And you will notice that the upholstering of some of the leather-looking chairs in the rotunda area has begun, and they're looking very nice. A small bird garden to the right of the dog park has a bench and a fountain, but needs some plants and water to the fountain. We must all be patient. These are difficult times, and all companies are having problems. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd call on Howard Ehrlich, has a committee, Lightbird Committee, and he'd like to keep us updated.
Two things only. One is if you haven't filled out your homestead exemption form, you have 10 days to do it. February 18th is the last day. And as of this morning, I've been told that there's still 63 apartments that haven't filled out the form. We're talking about walking away from $500 basically. So if you know anybody that hasn't filled it out or you haven't filled it out, please go to CA Lean and do it. And secondly, on March 9th at 4 o'clock, Winnie Edwards, who's the executive director of the Delray Beach Historical Society, will be here to explain what their function is in the city. Nina and I have been to see their exhibits, and it's quite an interesting thing. So please attend, and you'll get more updated information on it. Thank you.
Thank you, Howard. At this time, we will take questions. Do we have any questions? Ellen?
Just a comment, it's not a question. Twice I've tried to fill out comment cards and there were no comment cards nor the container that you're supposed to put them in. I don't know if they put it back yet, but it hasn't been there.
We were told to put them on the table, to leave them on the table. She was told to put them on the table and leave them on the table.
What table?
What table?
The dining room table. Just fill them out and leave them on the dining room table.
Okay, I have a question, two questions. One directed to Chris, is he still here? Yes. Chris, we talked about the waterfall that's in front of the building. You had to get to it and pull some things out. I just wanted to know if you had time to clean it out yet so it could be full like it usually is.
Yes, we've actually been working on both of those, about the fountain in the front of the community and on the lake community. We are working on both of those.
Thank you. I have one more question. I don't know who to direct this to, so I'll direct it to the board. A group of us come out before dinner between 4 and 5 o'clock, and we sit around the bar area. For some reason, it's extremely cold. It's between 70 and 72 degrees. We've asked even Jim, who said he didn't have the key, and it just seems like we shouldn't be, they don't want us to go down there or something. That's much too cold for us to sit. I don't know who can take care of it, but I think that can be adjusted.
Well, anybody who's walked all the way on the first floor from the south building to the north building knows that you've managed to get through about 10 different climate zones, all right? Yes. Chris, I'll let Chris answer it, but I have to say, this is a problem that is 32 years old. The way that the system was designed was fairly absurd. Those of you on the first floor, there are at least thermostats that they try very hard to adjust. Over the years, we've had every kind of expert you can think of in heating and cooling, and they try to rebalance. But somebody, an architect, I assume, designed the building so that all your corridors, the thermostats for your corridors are on the 6th floor. Explain that to me. Heat rises, right? Well, anyway. So, Chris, can you help us out with some details on what, if anything, can you do about it?
Yeah, let me get some more information. I'll come back to you because this is a new one for me that's we've got to look at for you.
Thank you.
Can I say something?
I believe from when I was on the House and Services Committee a few years ago, we decided that all the thermostats should be set at 74. And so you can get in the thermostats and set it, and it can make a difference. And nobody is supposed to get in those thermostats except Chris, I guess, period. But someone gets in and changes them because it should not be set at 72. It should be set at 74.
I've been involved with temperature settings for particularly women in warehouses and what have you. Everybody has a different temperature range that they're comfortable with. Some people want it 68, other people want it 78, and anywhere's in between. If you're cold, put a sweater on. If you're warm, take your sweater off. I mean, you're not gonna please everybody that's sitting there with one particular temperature.
Good morning. Am I on? My name is Warren Simon. I'm here 5 months. And on December the 15th, pulling out of here onto Linton Boulevard, I had an accident. Somebody was making a left turn and coming around. I had an opportunity two and a half weeks ago talking with Jim in his office, and I find that this property and many of the other properties around here have tried to get the state to change the traffic pattern and what have you. People that come over the bridge, when that bridge comes down, okay, and they're waiting to go west, I won't say to go east. They gun their cars to come to try and make the traffic light again at Linton and Federal on that. People coming out of the shopping center across the street, trying to get across the street. Those people that are trying to make a left turn to come into this property. The people coming out of the shopping center adjacent to our entrance and exit here are the same thing on that. It's virtually impossible. And I had an accident with the car. I would thank God I was not at fault. A woman that was coming in here because her husband was in the infirmary here being treated and what have you. And most important thing was we got off the street and I asked her right away if she was hurt or anything else. She was at fault. And I'm still trying to get my car serviced and get it into a collision shop through the insurance company that is at fault. What I'm trying to bring out is my meeting with Jim here was useless, absolutely useless. He told me that in the previous years, and I think for many of you people that have been here several years and what have you, know what I'm experiencing or what I have experienced. I think that it's time that we all get together and either block the traffic in and out of here, going down, up and down Federal and Linton and what have you, because it's a bottleneck. The shopping center across the street where Trader Joe's is, it is very difficult to get in and get out of for whatever it may be. They did provide on Federal Highway a right-hand turning lane when you come back maybe several hundred feet coming to Linton Boulevard, okay? So my question is, what's the answer? What do we have to do so that nobody here gets into another accident or gets hurt?
We have had more than one accident of residents, and I need to give you the straight answer, okay? I spent my whole life in Washington, D.C. So if you were to describe how your federal government works, I'm going to tell you that a simple thing like regulating the traffic is a classic Washington problem. Linton Highway is a state road. Federal Highway is a A county road? Oh, I got it, Howard used to have black hair before he started to try to get this straight. We have 3 different jurisdictions at our intersection, all right? 3 different, we have the state, the county, and the city. And none of them will pay any attention until someone gets killed, is my view, all right? I'm sorry. We have tried. Howard has worked very hard with our state representative to try to get him to work. I hope we have some influence with the city. But so far, we haven't had much success. Howard, do you have anything to add to that?
We're looking for a volunteer who can name the street for that.
Say that again, Howard.
We're looking for a volunteer that's willing to give up their life for the community, and we'll name the street in their honor.
So this is not a very helpful suggestion, but honestly, our state representative Caruso, and I suspect our mayor, and I really don't even know who is in charge for the county. But we need to complain to all those people, because the solution is very simple, really. You just have to watch how people are coming out of the Trader Joe's lot. It shouldn't be allowed that you can drive all the way across one lane and make a left. That's one source. But at any rate, Jim has done his best, but we need some political clout to get anything.
What's about the other exit from is it the employees' parking lot coming out away from the traffic light out on Federal? Is it out on Federal?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that was a great solution for us, because it's a much safer way if you're walking or you're driving. It's a much safer way to go out. You have a traffic light, and you can get on either road that you want safely. That gate has been broken, and we've been waiting on a part for, I don't know, a long time. And I don't know where we're at with that.
He just spoke. He just said it. He just spoke. And go behind that.
You know, when you leave, you can go out and make a right and go behind the shopping center. And you're out on, I don't know the name of that street. And then you're at the traffic light, and you can go whichever way you want.
So anyway, the only safe solution at this point is to not drive the shortest way, but to go and find a way to get to a traffic light and then turn around and go the direction you want. But it's an unhappy solution. Any other questions on any other subject? If not, I will adjourn. Thank you very much for coming.
In a couple of minutes, I have to show you something.